Is it possible to make Microsoft Excel smarter? Well, maybe with these AI functions, you can. Let me first tell you where you can get access to these AI functions to use them in Microsoft Excel. Take a look at my ribbon up here and notice that I have this add-in called ChatGPT for Excel. If you go to your add-ins, do a search for it, and you're going to find it. Now, you can use this for free. You get 50 free calls using ChatGPT 3.5. I just went and upgraded my plan for the month to test it out so I could be using different ChatGPT 4 or Turbo. I wanted to play around and see the difference. So that's why you're seeing at the bottom of mine that I have so many credits. I get $3 worth of credits with this $7.99 that I paid for the month to test it out. But let me show you how these AI functions work now. The first function that I want to show you is AI.TABLE. So I'm just going to go just the normal way as I put in my function, start typing AI. Here's the list of all the different ones I can use. I'm going to go and choose table. And let's start with a very simple table. We're going to go to this prompt up here, top 10 largest countries by landmass. So if I go ahead and just click on this and hit enter, you're going to see that it comes back with those top 10. So here we have the top 10 by landmass. If I just move over here now, let's try it again with this question. So I'm going to use our AI.TABLE, and I'll go and click on this cell where the question is top 20 grossing movies of all time. And here we go. You can see with the dollar amounts, which I never asked them to put, but I could go back, and if they didn't give me that, and ask it. For example, if I go back to this first prompt where I made the reference to the AI table to this cell right here, if I go and if I want to change this and say, give me their populations. And then if I just click out of there, let's see if this adds another column to this data. Now I have another column with their population there. So that's a pretty cool way to use AI.TABLE. Let me give you a few other ways you can enhance this. Now I like this one, and as I go through them, what do you think of this AI.TABLE? Maybe you know the specific headers that you want. So I went and deleted the AI table formula, but we're going to add it back now. So AI table, I could type this in the question right in here or cell reference it, but I'm going to go and this time highlight the headers across here. And I'm going to just hit enter now. And then we have the results given back right away. So we have our movie, gross, year, main actor, and country, all through just specifying in the header. Let's try another AI function, and this time we're going to take a look at AI.ASK. So this allows you to submit a question to OpenAI. It's kind of just like using ChatGPT, and it will create an answer for you. So in this case with AI.ASK, I'm just going to choose to reference this cell about developing a job description. Again, I could type this in quotation marks right inside the prompt, but I'm going to cell reference. Let's hit enter and see what happens. Now, I'm just going to make some quick adjustments to this and we'll wrap our text. You can see that it wrote a job description based on this. So this is just a very simple way to use it. Let me show you another way. In this case right here, I'm going to use AI.ASK to extract a zip code out of the sentence. And you can see that each sentence is different here. If I was using something like flash fill, this could pose a problem. Well, this would pose a problem because there would be no pattern found. But extract zip code from, you can see how I'm using quotation marks, put my comma, then it needs the value, which is going to be this cell reference. I'm going to go ahead and hit enter. It quickly gives me back the number, writes it in a sentence, and then I can copy this down. So if I go ahead and copy this down, and then you can take a look at all the zip codes are matching the ones from this sentence. I'm going to move on to a different function now, which is the extract function that you could probably, if you were doing it for this purpose, would want to use that one instead. I really like this next AI function. So AI.EXTRACT. Extract specific type of data from a given text. I'm going to choose this one. What's my value going to be? Well, in this case, it's going to be this sentence over here. And what do I want to extract from it? Well, it's going to be the email. So I'm just going to cell reference this. And I am going to copy this down. So I got to make sure that I put a $sign in front of that number 1 so it stays in that row. So I'm just going to go ahead and add that $sign and hit enter. So notice it pulled out John.Doe, here it is. Can I copy this down? Let's go ahead and see what we get. and everything changes. So Jane Smith, this was Alex Taylor. Everything looks perfect. Can we copy it over? And this time it's going to be a phone number. So what do we have to do? So in this case, I'm going to go to this one, and I want to make sure that in this case right here, the A is going to have the $ in front of it as I copy it. So now if I copy this over just this one spot here, notice it switched the phone number because it's looking at A2 and it's looking at C1 now. And I can go ahead and copy this down. And you see everything adjusts, and it still works to go with the other way. It pulls the zip code, and I can copy this down as well. So this is a quick way to extract certain things from data that FlashFill could definitely not do. Here's another one you're going to like, and it is the AI.FILL. So I have all these blanks, and I want to use AI to follow the pattern, what I did here, look up and place the information in. So if I was going to just go to AI, and I'm going to choose fill this time, I want to make sure, so my first is the example. This is already completed, so I'm going to pick this right through here. So I'm going to give a comma, and what's the partial? I need to select this, so this is the partial. As soon as I hit enter now, watch it populate all the empty spots. So just like that, I have all the currency listed and the correct locations as well. So I think this is another one that could save you a lot of time if you're filling out information like this. So out of the first few that I've showed you so far, which one do you like the best? Let's say I want to perform this task right here and I need a little AI help. So list 10 job description requirements and I want to be able to put them cell by cell. Let's see if it happens if I go and ask AI.ASK and I highlight all of these here, so that range, and I hit enter. So it gives me back this and it's placing it in one cell across. I could do a little formatting to go through so I could read it, but it's still in one cell. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this cell again. And I want to show you the AI.LIST feature. This will give me a list and it will be down the column. So if I go AI.LIST here, and this time I'm going to grab all that range again and hit enter, it creates me a list. So now notice that each of these are in another row inside that column, and the list is much more precise. So I'm going to show you the AI.FORMAT, but before I do, I just want to point out you can use AI.ASK again for many of them. So in this case, I'm asking it to format this as an ISO currency. So I wrote it right in here and referenced the cell here, and it brings me back this in a sentence, kind of like earlier. But let's do format. So I'm just going to go and delete this and put AI, choose my format, converts a text to a specified format, and this time I want this A2, and the format's going to be ISO currency code. Now, if I just go ahead and I'm going to copy this down, so I'm going to put my $ back in, and I'm going to copy this down, and you can see all the different ISO currency codes. And you can use this in a few different ways. So if you had different dates where you collected and it was written in differently, you could convert it all to one code. So it can save you a lot of time with some conversion formatting as you go through your data. The last AI function that I want to show you today is AI.TRANSLATE. And in this case right here, I'm going to choose this cell because this is what I want to translate into French. So I'm going to go and select this one, add my comma, pick this cell, what has the language, and I'm just going to hit enter. So now I have this translated into French. If I have all these different languages that I want to change it to, I'm just going to copy this down and take a look at all these quotes get translated so quickly. So what do you think? Do you think these AI functions would be valuable to you? Would it save you some time? I know for myself, there's a few that I like. I don't know if I'll continue my subscription or not, but I wanted to test them out and be able to show you here today. If you want to learn more about other AI in Microsoft Excel, take a look at this video that I have with Copilot, where I go over the features of how to use that in Microsoft Excel. So thanks for watching this time on Teachers Tech. I'll see you next time with more tech tips and tutorials.